Raise that question. Because you and I know the difference in terms of when someone is just called and when someone is chosen. If I can just give you the real thing of it is that everyone has been invited, everyone has been asked, but very few have showed up to experience the experience. Watch this here. It doesn't mean that God has specific people that he want to do something with. God want to do something with everyone. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what you know, what you don't know, no matter how much you have or you don't have, doesn't matter what side of the track you was born on, doesn't matter who your mother, your father is, doesn't matter. None of that matters. Because when God invites, he invites all, no matter who or what or what's going on with them, doesn't matter in terms of who like them or who don't like them. God invites each and every one of us, and he says to all of us, I want to invite you to a place to where you can experience my provision. Watch when you watch the parable, says that what God invites him to is to experience him and how he does things, because he invites him to the wedding. And anybody been to a wedding before, you know that whenever you go to the wedding, you don't have to bring your own food. Food is all going to be provided. Amen. You don't have to bring entertainment. They're going to provide everything. God was inviting them to an experience where he would provide for them everything that they, matter of fact, he went one step further. He says you don't even have to bring your own garments, because he have already chose garments for you to wear, and he wants you to put on. And so in other words, when the invitation goes out, actually what God says, come just as you are. Yes, sir. You don't have to bring anything with you. You don't have to have no certain qualifications. You don't have to have been in certain places. You don't have to have been known certain people. He said, just come just as you are. And when you get there, I provide everything you need. Somebody in here really missed the real power of the thing, that when he invites them to a place where they don't have to work for their own stuff. They don't have to plan their own stuff. They don't have to do anything but show up and make themselves available to him. And if you're available to him, God said, I'm going to take care of everything else once you make yourself available to me. That's somebody in this room right now. You want to experience greatness. That's somebody in this room. You want to be among the chosen. And you're trying to disqualify yourself based upon what you feel you may not have, or based upon what other folk may say you may need, or based upon something that's been in your past, and you're disqualifying yourself when God says none of that doesn't matter. If you make you available, then I make greatness available to you. If you show up, then I'm going to do something with you, and you're going to experience greatness, not because of what you have, but because of who you made yourself available to. Can I help you in this room? Some of us in this room are too scared to get out of the norm and get out of other folk, from other folk influence, to allow ourselves to experience the greatness of God. All right, it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here in the text. He says to him, he invites them to the wedding. And when he invites them to the wedding, he tells them to come. All I want you to come. I don't want you to bring anything. I don't want you to worry about anything. I don't want you to make any reservations. I made reservations for you. Matter of fact, you don't even have to RSVP. I just sent out the invitation for you to come. All I need you to do is show up. You don't have to call back. You don't have to be penciled in. You don't have to be put on the agenda. All I need you to do is respond to my invitation to come to me. Can I help you in this room? The first thing God says, that in order for you to be among the chosen, in order for you to be those that experience God, that those that experience God at his best, is that you have to be willing to come to God just the way you are and make yourself available to him. See, that's what the text is saying, that he invites them, but they are unavailable. Woo. Watch this right here. Can I ask you in this room, first point, what's your excuse for not coming? We really think about it. I believe every person in here, even our children, may have felt the tug of God, or the call of God, or the pull of God on their life at some point or another, and have invited them to come, and invited them to be different, invited them to see life different, to experience your mind at some point or another when God is calling you from where you are to where he is calling you to experience him or experience some greatness beyond where you are. All of us in this room. But for some reason or another, like those in the parable, we seem to find excuses for not to come. Let me ask you in this room, what's your excuse today? God has been calling you. He's been telling you to come. He's been telling you he wants to use you. He's been telling you he wants to make you great. He's been not like your president. He's for real. God has been tugging at you. And here is the truth of the matter, that we've heard him, and some of us come part of the way, but you stopped. Some of us allowed God to call us so far, and then we changed our mind, or we got so happy about the fact that we was coming on the journey, we forgot to complete the journey. Because some have responded to God, and you came a little ways, but now you stop and you're celebrating that you come. You're celebrating your past. You're celebrating you're no longer there. You're celebrating that you're better now. But the point is not to just be better, or the point is not to just be good, but to come to the point to where everybody else looking around you will say this about you. Now you are chosen. Wow. You are great. And it ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be great. We live in a world now where they talk people down for being great. They talk people down for wanting more. They talk people down for being discontented with the fact that I'm living mediocrity. I'm just doing barely enough. I'm just getting by. See, I want to tell you, it's a new day. It's more than just getting by. It's more than barely enough. It's more than mediocrity. It's more than just doing what I can. I'm just getting along to get along. No, baby, you've been born. You've been created for greatness, and you have to awaken that greatness in you. You've been created in the likeness and image of God, and I dare you think that God can be great wherever he is. I don't know about you, but I wake myself up in the morning and I say there's some more for you to go. There's some higher heights, some deeper depths. There's some more growing. There's some more development. There's some more accomplishment. There's some more that God has for you, and I dare settle for anything less than what God has for me. Is there anybody in here that's ready to awaken yourself? You ready to wake you up? Don't wake your neighbor up. Tap yourself today and say that if I'm not among the chosen, if I'm not experiencing greatness, then I need to wake myself up and tell myself, this is not enough. This place is not enough. This job is not enough. These people is not enough. I need some more of what God has for me. I want it all. Amen. 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 Okay. Right now, I heard y'all playing while I was sitting there worshiping and hearing in the back. He said, I'm going higher. Can't no devil in hell hold me down. Well, listen here. Maybe the devil in hell won't, but maybe it's just the fact that you won't come when God calling you. Because the truth of the matter, the devil can't stop you. And unlike Phil Winston, he will not make you. If you make up your mind that when God calls me, I'll make myself up.
That's good, Pastor.
Yeah. I'm all excited about this right here because I'm living in that point in my life where I made up my mind. I don't have time to sit down and nurse my own wounds. I don't have time to have pity parties. I don't have time to make up excuses. I don't have time for folk who want me to spend time with them while they have pity parties, lick their wounds, and still don't make up their mind that they're going to get up and go in God's direction. Okay. Watch this right here. It's right here in the text. It's right in the text. You need to ask yourself, are you sitting next to somebody that want greatness like you? Are you sitting next to somebody who want to be part of the chosen like you? And if you're not, then you may want to give them a little space, because tell them, I'm not in that place anymore. I'm in a different place. I got a different mindset. I'm about to do something different. And that means that maybe you and I still know each other, but we just won't be as close as we used to be. Y'all that wasn't a church for. What y'all need me to make it a church for? Oh, baby, just hang there with them. No matter what they do, you stay right there until they make up their mind that they're going to get up. The problem is, if with me now? I'm sorry. Watch it. When you the shepherd, anytime the shepherd went to go get the sheep, he didn't allow the sheep to stay in the hole. He didn't allow them to stay in the pit. He came, picked them up, got them out of his head, put them on his shoulder and carried them away. And now anytime when he allowed the sheep to command him to stay where the wolf gonna kill them both. Hello, somebody in here. Somebody in here, I know you may not like it, and I may be a little rough for you, but can I help you now? There are some people that you're going to be sitting down and having pity parties with, and while you're waiting on them, the wolf going to get you both. You went to help them and ended up getting killed yourself. You went there and you ended up messed up somebody in here. You need to know that if I come to help you, then you need to be willing to come with me. And if you ain't coming with me, then I'm just reminding you that I got to leave, because the next person I go looking for may be ready to come and you're not. If we get a chance, we'll check back home. If I pass this way again, I'll see if you're still there. But as for the day, I'm about to get up and go where I need to. Yeah. It's a real life story for me. I got a friend, he fell back, got caught up, and last year I went to go check on him. Almost lost my life. Standing there trying to call him out of a place. Hispanic men drew their guns and everything, getting ready to cock load and ready to shoot. And I'm standing there trying to drag him out of a crazy place he should not be. And he's not convinced that he need to leave just yet. But I convinced myself. I ain't putting myself in here. I'm not dying on these streets for no reason. If we were walking away and on our way to come bring you out, and I died, then I shout like Jesus said, I died so he could come out, but I ain't gonna die so you can stay in. Okay, let me give you the next point. Okay, what's your excuse? Verses 1 through 4, that's right there. What's your excuse for not coming? He invited them to come, they wouldn't come. All of them made some excuses. Some saying about some land, some about business. When you get another one reading of it, it says something about a wedding. And I want you to know all in that. One was about commerce, one was personal. And and watch this. And this is what he says. When I invite you to come, I don't care what you got going on personal, or what you got going on in terms of your commerce, your business. I expect you to come when I call. See, that's not going to settle in this room. And the reason why it's not going to settle, because some of your excuse for not coming when God called you is that you're making some personal choices about that. That's not the thing that goes on in your life. That the one that invited you to come, that didn't know what was going on before he invited you. Somebody in here, you missed me. Before you moved, he knew what was going on. He knew what your issue was. He knew what your problem. He knew that you would get a call from somewhere else, and he's already, if it's just a dispatch angels to handle that, why he calls you so you can come handle what he asked you. I know some of y'all gonna tell my pastor crazy. He crazy. Well, I want to ask you then, who takes care of him when you're not there? Who handles when you can't get there? Who take care of it when you, If you telling me you can't miss one day of business, even though you done took sleep days, vacation days, mental health days, just take a drink day, you done had all kind of days. You chose not to go to work, and on the one day God calls you, now you can't come because your business is gonna fall apart. Wow. Your business is gonna fall apart because you ain't there that day. Are you serious? Hey, what's your excuse? But then here lies the other reason that many of us don't land or end up among the chosen, is because when he sends servants to come tell you to come, that you begin to take offense over the fact that he has invited you away from where you want to be at the time, or you think you want to be at the time, and you're not ready to come. And when he sends the servant to tell you, he said for you to come. It's just like anybody here been a little brother, little sister in this room, had family, and your parents tell your brother to come. he don't come, she doesn't come, either or. And then they go back around and tell them they better get here. How many of us in here? And when your sibling then come back and tell you, Mama said you better get here. Normally we say things like, Mama said you better get your butt around that corner. And they jump on you because you done told them what your mama said or what your daddy said. They get mad at you because of what? Somebody in here, can you hear me in this room? I mean, and that's what happens in terms of a whole lot of time when God used servants to come tell you that he's calling you to greatness. Woo. I mean, what's your excuse for attacking servants who are calling you to a better place, calling you to God? What's your excuse? They're not the one that's calling you. They're not the one that's, they're just the messenger. You done heard it 9 times out of 10. You know, don't hate the message. Don't hate the messenger. Hate the messenger. Hate the one that sent it. Don't get mad at me. I'm just bringing the message. Don't get upset with me because God said he's called you who he created. Don't get mad at me that God said he's calling you who he saved from sin. Don't get mad at me because God talking about he saved you, he delivered you, he set you free. He gave you a new life. He's put air in your lungs to breathe. Don't get mad at me because the one that's doing all that for you told you to come to him.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Because when God get ready to call you to the place he wants you to be, oftentimes you got to try to negotiate whether you want to leave the place where you are. But what you don't know that the place where you are is about to shut down. Somebody in here can't get that. Somebody watch this right here one more time in this room. Let me help you out right here. That when God starts calling you to a place that God has already decided that the place where you are is no longer for you, and he's already prepared another place for you, and he wants you to experience greatness. And so sometimes in order to go somewhere or to experience greatness, you got to be willing to leave where you are, and you got to be able to let go of the people that you're holding on to. Even Aunt Johnny Bear had to look around on that. Some of us in here can't get to greatness because you're too tied to the people that you was good with. Leave that alone. All right, one more time. You may be good in some places, but you'll never be great. That I discovered that it's better to be in a worse place than just a good place, because a good place will suggest to you that it's okay for you to be there, but a worse place would always remind you that you're missing or you're not experiencing something. I thank God for when he allowed bad to become bad. I thank God for when he allowed the grapes to become sour in certain relationships, so that I can know that God has more for me, better for me, different for me. And so sometimes I got to tell him these are sour grapes, and I ain't up for wine right now, and so I don't want to drink sour grapes because now I want some fresh. Okay, you church folks don't want me to talk about wine in here. Well, your Bible says that when God get ready to pour new wine, he gets a new wine skin to pour it in. Okay, y'all don't want me to talk about that. Your Bible says that the children have eaten sour grapes. The fathers eating sour grapes, and now the children teach right all through your Bible. Matter of fact, your Bible says that when Jesus wanted a celebration of marriage and wedding, and since we're talking about celebration in one marriage and wedding, that the first miracle he did was that the miracle at the wedding of Canaan, and he made some wine so that he can remind you and I that even in life God intends for you to have celebration, but there's a time when you've been celebrating too long in the same place, and God said now it's sour, now it's bitter. So all right. Let me get it through here. But the problem is that some of us have become adapted and intoxicated by the old sour grapes we've been drinking. It ain't even good no more, but you're still there. I ain't gonna talk about relationships. I ain't talking about that job you go to every day and you still complaining about it. I ain't talking about the people you still hanging with that you don't like and you spend more time gossiping about them. I'm not going to talk about the family members that you wish they just wouldn't show up and wouldn't knock on your door anymore. I ain't going to talk about the fact that you still show up to some places, some clubs, some restaurants, you still show up to some church services and you really don't want to be there. And I'm suggesting in this season in your life, not that you don't want to be there, it's the fact that maybe God no longer have you there, and you ought to accept that fact. One of the things, the hardest thing for most pastors to accept, that some people won't be with you always. And it's good for them not to be with you, because as long as they're in a place, then that's keeping somebody else out of a place that God wants to do something with, and they no longer want to be used. No, don't do that either. Come on, can we live in the reality that the reason why some people attack pastors and attack leaders and attack shepherds is because they no longer want to be used by God, and all they can do is find problems with everything around them except them. Actually, folks want you to stop and deal with what's going on with them, but they never ever answer the call to Him. And then I'm trying to suggest to myself, why should I stop to hear you grumble when you could be working? I ain't doing it. And me, my mama, y'all know I love to say that. And my mama want me to do it, I ain't doing it. My children want me to do it, I ain't doing it. My friends want me to do it, I ain't doing it. I ain't stopping for nobody who don't want to work for God, but want to grumble about the ones that are. Find somebody else, make an appointment with some other leader, make some other appointment with some other pastor, and if you're catching this, yeah, I said it and I mean it and I'm not. It is an intended statement. It is directed statement. I'm going to help you make up your mind. If this is not the place for you, then it's not. I'm not the one to determine that between you and God. You show up in terms of the chosen because of that. Watch this and hear this. Because when He sends them to tell them to come, they tell Him, they make light of it. And this is where the church fails. Wow. We allow people to make light of the call of God on their life and on our life, so much so that they think they have the right to call us away from God's stuff for their light stuff. Can I help you in this room? I ain't leaving the call of God to deal with your light stuff that you created. We right there in the Texas, they were attacking the servant, and you hear they made light of the call of God, and because they made the light of the call of God, then they begin to attack the servants and begin to call the servants up. And most of us that got a misunderstanding in terms of Christianity, and got a misunderstanding in terms of who Christ was, and has a misunderstanding in terms of discipleship, will sit there and make room and reservations for people who want no power, but people who don't want to witness, people who don't want to live for God, people who don't want to do the will of God. They'll sit there and you'll have a whole audience or congregation of murmurers and complainers that is not making any impressions on the kingdom. And you'll sit there and entertain all that foolishness when there are people dying on the outside, people going to hell and everything else, and lives messed up, and you spending time entertaining grumblers and complainers versus saving lost souls. Watch this. It's right here the next day. What's your excuse for not going to the highways? And that's the people who sit down entertaining folk, who spending their time already saved, so they say, already know Jesus, so they say, already got the Holy Ghost, so they say, already read the Bible, so they say, already in the will of God, so they say, but always got a bum full of bad stuff about God and God's people, so they say. Yeah, this is a new day, new day, new attitude, new way. I ain't got time for it. Let me make it real clear. Office ain't open for your complaints about others, but it's open for you to come and talk about yourself. It ain't open for the issues that you find in the church, where you got more issues in your house than you have in church, but you ain't attacking that. You expect people that just met you know more about you to treat you better than the people that you've been with you all your life. Hello? And if you can't understand that if people, Jesus said like this, listen here, a prophet is not honored within his own home. He understood that he was under attack in his own place. It's a different place. This is a different place. What's the church excuse? You spend most of our time trying to manage People that are unmanageable. Who don't want to be managed. Who don't want the kingdom of God. Don't want the will of God. They've lined us up and they've redefined the church as a place of entertainment. We become spiritual soothsayers to rub lotions on their pains and their aches and things like that, and they're never ever making up their mind to come to God, or to surrender to God, or to give their life to God, or turn it over to God. And then when all hell breaks loose, the church is in a crisis, and they're in a crisis as well. Because God told you to go and tell them to come, and you stay dealing with them. Somebody here getting this? He told you to go and tell them to come, and intended for you to come back, but you end up staying where you. Now you stuck with them. Somebody missed it in another text right there. Oh, you missed it. He said he sent them servants, and then he sent another set of servants to go tell them. Y'all missed that in the text. That's why I showed it in the text. He said he sent them, but then he turned around and had to send another group to tell. Can I help you in this room? God doesn't expect you to get lost while you're trying to save somebody else. God doesn't expect you to go back when you're trying to get somebody to come forward. God doesn't expect you to pick up the habits that he's told you to put down while you're trying to accommodate others. And the problem is that with most of us in here, we're trying to go pull somebody out of something, and we end up stuck out. We try to tell people to come out, and we decide that we'll stay in. Y'all want me to leave you alone? What's your excuse for not being among the chosen? Because all of us got a reason. Now, the reason I couldn't come to church today, I had to help my people. I had to help my cousins. The reason I didn't go, I went out and witnessed tonight. Well, you had 6 days a week to witness. Why is it only on the time when he told you to come and worship?
Come on. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, let me make that real clear one more time in this room for folk. The devil use anything to get you off track from where God wants you to be. And if God called you to a place of worship, then he ain't asking you to do no witnessing at the time. And if he called you to a place of worship or witnessing, he ain't asking you to do worship. And that's the church problem. He's telling you to go out and you want to come in every time and have church. He said, sometimes I don't need you in here worshiping me. I need you in there witnessing to them. All right, that don't make sense to nobody.
That's good.
I can be out of his will while I'm sitting in the church, because his will is for me to witness. His will is for me to be healing, and I'm sitting down in church worshiping. All right, we almost out of here. But they start attacking the servants. They start saying all kinds of things about it. The problem is in terms of you ought to expect it. Let me tell you the best way how to defend yourself from it. Stop listening to folk who attack you. One more time. Stop listening to folk that spend their time attacking you.
Amen.
Everybody in here know I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan. Floyd Mayweather, I have to say that, and I'll get in trouble. Other than Muhammad Ali's social political influences, based upon what has taken place in the ring, no one has done what he's done. And the record said, not Marciano, not Muhammad Ali, not a man ever entered the ring and did 40 plus undefeated, hands down, never lost his championship to no one else all the days of his life. If he don't get back in there. No one, based upon the record, no one has ever done it. And just because some people don't like him because of his confidence and his floutiness, but if you was small as he would and whoop many people as he did, then you may have some of that same arrogance about yourself. But listen right here, can I help you in this room? Floyd Mayweather, by hands down and based upon stats in terms of the ring, is the greatest that ever stepped in that ring in terms of ingenuity, victories, and to all the ones who want. He's better than Marciano. He's better than Joe Louis. He's better than Ali. He's better than George Foreman. He's better than Sugar Ray Leonard. He's better than Marvin Hagler. He's better than all of them because he has not lost like they did. But I picked up one thing that Floyd Mayweather said. They asked him, how do you prepare for your enemy? Floyd said, I don't prepare for my enemy. They said, you don't look at no tapes on me. He said, I don't even know what they're doing. I don't need what they say. Floyd Mayweather says, I block my enemy out and I focus on what I need to do in order for me to keep being a champion. Can I help somebody in this room out? You're going to be attacked, but you're going to have to block others out. Make up your mind what you have to do in order to be a champion. Folk talk about losers, but they also talk about champions. And so you got to decide whether you want to be talked about as a loser or whether you want to be talked about as a champion. I don't know about you, but I made my choice this morning. I made up my mind that I'd rather you talk about me as a champion because that's evidence of my greatness. It's evidence of what I've done. It's evidence of what I've accomplished. Why when you lose, you got nothing to fight with. I can fight with my record. I can fight with my reputation. I can fight with the fact that the bench says that I am. See, I know I got to wake some up in some people in there because some folks still at mediocrity. Some folks still settle with one victory. Some folks are still happy with the fact that I've been doing it for a minute. I ain't satisfied until I have the record among the great. I ain't satisfied until my name is called with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. I ain't satisfied until my name is called with David and Moses. I ain't satisfied until the angels one more time bow over the balcony of heaven and says, who is that little boy from Fifth Ward? That's when I'll be satisfied. And I'm not going to make no excuses when he called me. I shall answer. Matter of fact, I'll be somewhere listening for my name. Yeah. Let me give you this last one thing out here. Listen here. What's your excuse for not undressing? Some of us in here missed it. Because some of us will come when God called. But we're not willing to undress. And so you want to come to God with what you have on. You want to come to God just the way you are. You want to come to God and you just don't want to take nothing off. You want to keep on being the same person. But you can't get among the chosen by still wearing what you was wearing when you was unchosen. You can't keep your loser garments on. You can't keep your mediocrity garments on. You can't keep the same thing on that you was wearing when you got there. You can't have the same mindset. You can't have the same attitude. You can't have the same perspective. And so therefore, when he told him to come, he says this to him right here. When you get here, you can wear what you have on, but when you get here, expect to get naked. And too many people in here, in my house, and me, we're not willing to get naked. We lie to him who knows it all, sees it all, and everything else about us, and we keep on ranting and covering up the fact that God said you can't cover up. Adam, you can make leaves, but your leaves won't cover you from me seeing you. And the problem with many of us in here, your excuse for greatness is, your excuse, the reason why you're not among those that are great or among the chosen, is because you have chosen to keep wearing what you've been wearing while you're trying to come into the greatness of God. One of the most scariest statements I ever made, I'm going to say somebody else made it. This is who I am and I'm not going to change.
Talk, Pastor. You said something right there.
Because that means you good at being good, or you either good at being a loser, or either you good at mediocrity, or you just good at the fact that you are. And the assumption is that the only thing that stops is that we shall be perfect. And since either any of us or anyone else on earth would ever be perfect, then that means that I always have room to take some off. There's always a need for me to undress. There's always a need for me to take off something that I've had that ain't like him. There's always a need for me to shed some of these skins that I have. There's always a need for me to unfold some of these layer clothes that I'm wearing in order to cover up my because some of us are looking good on the outside, but we're insecure on the inside. Some of us think we arrive based upon what other folk are saying for, but the fact that your record, your real record on high said you ain't far enough yet, you ain't done enough yet. Your real record said you got a long ways to go. And just because people are cheering you, you got to remember the only people are cheering you are the people where you are. One more time. The only people cheering you are the people that is where you are. Because if you was ahead of them, you could hear their cheers. And I believe that's one reason why the unknown writer said it's lonely at the top. Because at the top you won't find that many there to give you cheers and cheers. You got to be willing to cheer yourself. Like David, encourage yourself. You got to be able to tell yourself, I'm more than a conqueror. I can do all things through Christ. You got to be able to tell yourself when your family won't encourage you, when your friends won't encourage you, you must encourage yourself. It's right there in the text. Yeah. I feel that unction. Yeah. The reason why some of us can't get into greatness and can't come to the place where we're chosen, because we need the confirmation of people. I wish Adam could have told Eve, baby, I love you. But your voice is not greater than the voice of God. You do understand? The only reason he ate of the fruit because Eve had influence over when the fruit didn't. But God should have had greater influence. And I'm celebrating and I'm shouting hallelujah for everybody who didn't stop because of the voices of influence around you told you that it was too much, that you weren't going to make it without them, wasn't going to be a better day for you. But I don't know about you, but I come to celebrate the fact. If you keep on listening to God, better days are. And listen here, while you're on your way to your next place, when you're on your way to the next height, when you're on your way to the next greatness, you can guarantee that it won't be nobody with you that much. Let me say that better. Listen, can I close right here? He says to him, he says, because you ain't willing to undress. You ain't willing to take off your clothes and get off of that stuff that you've been wearing and start wearing the things that God wants you to wear. The problem is some of us are trying to experience greatness with the same stuff that we would experience the losses in. And so when the enemy see you, he's identified you as loose. And he's identified you. You still acting the same way. And so that if your clothes don't fool him, your actions say he's still a loser. One more time in here. Okay, I'm a boxing fan. One more time. You know, whenever boxers get ready to box each other, they stare each other down because they're trying to size each other up. They can tell. They tell based upon what you wore in the ring. Y'all remember when Mike Tyson used to come to the ring? Mike Tyson didn't do like the other boxers who just came out of the celebration of boxing. Mike Tyson showed up on the scene. That's after Sugar Ray Leonard and Ali and all the rest of them would come in all dressed up fancy. Sugar Ray would have all kind of things dazzling on his boots. Mike Tyson would show up and look like some tennis shoes, black tennis shoes, black trunks, and he would show up and knock folk out by the dime. Because Mike Tyson says, I can tell whether I'm fighting a showmaker or I'm fighting a titan. And so Mike Tyson showed up looking like a titan. All I'm suggesting to you that when you get ready to go to battle, sometimes you got to redress yourself. Sometimes you got to put on something different. Sometimes you got to have a different mindset. They look each other in the eye because you know that it says that in the eye you can behold a soul. And so they look each other in the eye and they're trying to look and see do we have a soul of a fighter or he have a soul of a performer. So he looks them in the eye to make sure they make eye contact with him and let them know who you're dealing with. I want you to see that you're dealing with a real fighter. I've been fighting from this place and that place. Look me in my eye. Do I look like I'm scared? Do I look like I'm intimidated? Do I look like you bother me? I've been doing this too long to let you think that you can intimidate me with your smallness. I come to fight. I'm going to my seat, but he shows up, and when he shows up in the same clothes that he had on. But when the master of the wedding feast sees him. He says, how did he get in here? He don't belongs among us. How did he? Watch this in here. Just because you're in, don't mean he won't put you out. All right. Yeah, watch this. I got to catch this here. Because most of the time the servants be trying to worry about vengeance. But watch this here, Sister Ross. He never had to worry about vengeance. But he told them, you go and see. You go and check it out. But watch this right here. He sent another team of folk to get rid of those that jumped on those that were serving. And so what he says is, I want my servants to be servants. I got some soldiers that handle my problems. I thank God I can be a servant. He got soldiers that are handling the problem. He sent the soldiers to get rid of those that was handling the service. I want to tell every pastor, preacher, I want to tell every servant of God, hold your peace. The Lord will fight your battle. Keep on preaching his word. Keep on witnessing for him. He got soldiers that's going to fight your battle. Angels watching over me all night, all day. Yeah, angels watching over me. I don't have to worry. I don't have to change my game plan. I can keep my eyes on the one that sent me. And I'm going to my seat. But right early Sunday morning, Jesus, he got up. But can I tell you what happened? Before he got up, while he was trying to ascend to the place that God called him. Let me help you out. When he was trying to ascend, his ascend wasn't when they marched him up there on De La Rosa. His ascend was when he got there in the garden and he started praying, not my will, but your will be done. That's when you're ready to ascend. When you're ready to let God will, no matter what, no matter who, that's when you're ready to do the will of God. When you say to God, it's painful, but I still do it. It's lonely, but I still do it. It hurt, but I still do it. They'll nail my hands, but I still do it. They'll rip in my side, but I still do it. They'll beat me all night long, but I still do it. When he started to sin, Peter denied him, Judas betrayed him, the other 10 left him, and John was the only one. Because when you get ready to sin, you won't have the chosen, God got some power for you. Ain't he all right? Ain't he all right? Won't he do it? Won't he elevate you? Won't he do it? Won't he deliver you? Won't he do it? Won't he change you? Won't he do it? Won't he make the crooked straight? Won't he do it? I'm so glad. Trouble don't last always. I'm glad. Yeah. Thank you. Hallelujah. Don't worry about it. Folk talking about you.
Come on, Pastor.
Some they're talking about you. Sometimes they're talking about you because they see you naked. Can I help you with that? That's good.
Come on.
Because in order for God to work on it, listen here, he got to let others see it. People don't like that. Because remember, everything he's going to do in your life, he's going to use it to help somebody else. But if ain't nobody ever seen you negative, nobody ever seen you down, and nobody ever seen you in trouble, nobody ever seen you go through, nobody ever seen what you had to come out of, then God wouldn't be able to use it. He can only use it when he knows somebody else is going to see it and go through it. And so he takes you who come when he's called. And he said, look, watch this. They're talking about you. He said, I know they're talking about you. I want them to talk about you. He says, but when I get through with you, I want them to be delivered by you. And somebody in this room right here, Pastor, I can't come by the scripture. No, because it's come. He's told you to come just like you. No matter what nobody knows, no matter what nobody sees, no matter how someone else size you, you made up your mind that you're going to come. And I'm shouting hallelujah. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming when God called you, because you don't know what God is about to do with you just yet.